Okay, so apple pie fries. I've got my ingredients. Applesauce. Today we went with apple cranberry. Um, Pie crust. Good old Pillsbury with my pie crust there out of the frigitated section. Got my oven preheated to 350. It's doing its little thing. And I got a cookie sheet. I also have a little baking mat so that it makes the transfer of the little pie fries onto the cookie sheet not messy. Alright, so there we have it. Pie crust, applesauce, baking sheet, oven. Let's do this. Alright, so I've spread, that's 1.5 cups of applesauce on one pie crust. It's almost the whole jar of applesauce. There's like a little extra for, you know, just eating. And you want to make sure you leave a little bit of an edge. You know, it's kind of like it's like putting sauce on a pizza crust if you make your homemade pizzas. So anyway, make your little, spread it out as even as possible, and then I'm going to put the other little top on. Alright, so I put the little top on and I just pressed it together with my fingers. I really shouldn't have a cooking show because that shit's pretty ugly, but I bet it's going to taste awesome because it's pastry and apple and sugar, so fuck TV. This is going to be good. Okay. Okay, so I learned something today. The lesson is when the recipe calls for one of those little wheelie pizza cutter crimpy things, they don't mean it just so you can have the decorative sides. If you cut, and you're like, I'm like, oh, dude, I got a knife, so whatever, right? So if you cut it with this big knife, it all starts coming out, and you got a big mess. Solution: use the back of the knife. Then it kind of presses everything together, so it can still cut away the pastry, but you don't get, you know, so it kind of crimps the sides a little bit because you're using the back of the knife. This way, with the sharp edge, is going to create a mess, and then you're going to have to like recrimp and make like this. I don't know what this is. It's pastry and apple, but it's pretty much a mess. So with the sharp edge gets that. With the dull edge, you get a little better result. Or you get one of those crimpy wheel things. But dude, like, who has those? I mean, I like to bake too, but shit, I haven't come across one of those. It never seemed like there was a point. But I don't know, if these things are awesome, then I'm gonna invest and spend the $5-10 to get one. So I don't know how much more I want to cut this because it's all like kind of squeezing out. So maybe also a tip would be to start in the middle and work your way out so that it doesn't all get jammed up in the middle. Or I can make apple pie, instead of apple pie fries, they're like apple pie logs. Home fries. We'll call them home fries. There we go. Okay. Or, you know, the 1.5 cups applesauce is kind of a lot. I mean, they're kind of poofy, you know? I don't know. Careful in your applesauce distribution. There you go. Make it really even. Yeah, another tip. This is like how not to bake. How not to bake 101. You're learning with me, people, and that's, I think, the important part. Okay, I'm going to see if I can not screw this up anymore. Wish me luck. So just so you know, this is turning into a damn mess because it doesn't work. You really need the crimpy thing. This is like apple pie fry murder. I feel like I'm on My Drunk Kitchen and I haven't had a drop to drink. Like, this is ugly. I'm still gonna bake these once I figure out how to get them on the cookie sheet. with the least amount of applesauce outside the pastry and the most amount of applesauce inside the pastry. But we're really, really going to have to rethink this because, and just make fucking apple turnovers instead. Because this shit is a lot harder than it looks. It looks easy, you know? The concept is easy. But applesauce is really leaky. Alright, so what did we learn today? We learned to buy the little crimpy cutter. To more evenly distribute the applesauce. Maybe not use a cup and a half. Maybe try a cup. 3, start from the inside, from the middle, and work your way out when you're cutting it. 4, be prepared to get applesauce everywhere. 5, fuck it and make some turnover, little apple pocket things. 6, just, you know, say fuck it and bake them anyway and see how they turn out. So that's what we're going to try. All right, it's been 12 minutes. They look pretty good. They're ugly as fuck, but I think they look pretty good. Okay. Moment of truth. All right, so the wife's tasted it. I've tasted it. The consensus is, as my wife so aptly put it, doesn't suck. Which, you know, she's so gracious that way. They're okay. I mean, it's pastry and sugar and pie filling, applesauce. So, you know, it works in theory. Really big pro tip: get the crimper thing and don't fill them up so much. And maybe, you know, make little fritters instead. Okay. Lessons learned. Still eating them though.